Hi everybody. Hoping everything works today. Happy Sunday. How's everybody doing? Let me just see if I can put the comments on here so I can see who's on. Well, another weekend's over with. Goes by way too fast, don't you think? So today, what I've decided to do, I threw it out there. Did you want to see something new from the new catalogs, or did you want to see something from the Christmas catalog and the holiday catalog? Now, everybody seems to still want to see the holiday catalog. So, just waiting to see who's on. Make sure everything's working. And then we'll get started. Hi, Diana. Hi, Megan. Hi, Kathleen. Hi, Fran. How's everybody doing? Okay, so since I know everybody's on or starting to get on, let me just remind you of a couple of things. Snowflake Showcase that's going on now. That is for a limited time. I just checked the white velvet sheets. They're like flocked, the 12 by 12 designer series paper. Well, I guess it's not designer series paper, but anyway, the white velvet sheets, they are discontinued. They're already sold out. So if you did not get them, they are already sold out. So you really want to check the list. If you didn't see the list that I sent out, I will be updating it as I can. Just email me or send me a Facebook message. I'll get you out a list. But again, I keep updating it as I can. So there are a lot of items that are going to, that are discontinued already from the holiday catalog. And there's also some that are being carried over. So the list that I put out there, if you saw the little asterisk, that means even though they may be back ordered, they will be available in the next catalog. Not actually in the catalog, but they're carryovers. And I'll keep you posted on that, okay? So what I decided to do, since everybody said yes for still a holiday, which I don't blame them. The holidays are just starting, but we start stamping them so early that it seems like we've been doing it for a while. But I don't mind because I love the holidays. So I decided to go with Candy Cane Season, and that's on page 20 of the holiday catalog. And I'm going to show you something really neat tonight, or at least I think it's neat. I did a craft fair yesterday, and two of my customers / friends, thank you Anita and thank you Karen, showed me a card that they bought at another craft fair. It wasn't actually a stamped card. The inside was stamped, but the outside wasn't. And I'll explain more of what theirs was when you see what I do, okay? So, now that I see thank you for sharing it, Stacy. So, don't forget to share my video. I am going to pull a name from from the other night when everybody shared the videos, and it's a little notebook. You'll see it when I flip the camera, and one of the pens from On Stage to one lucky winner that shared it. Okay, so let's just get started, and I'm just going to flip the camera, so bear with me. And I always go the wrong way and stick my hand right in front of the camera. All right, hang on. I'm going to just flip the camera. Let's hope that everything holds out this time, okay? Okay, so before I forget, this is my hostess code for November. That's still in effect. Okay, but I might as well tell you now, since I'm just chatting a little bit. I won't be on Facebook this Friday, because of course it's Black Friday. I'm off, and I will be one of those crazies that are out there at 5 o'clock in the morning shopping. Hopefully getting all my Christmas shopping done. So I will be back on next Sunday night, though. But Facebook Friday, since I'm off, I'm going to go shopping. Okay? All right, so let me move this away. Okay, so this is the picture of Candy Cane Season. Okay, and even though, this is a bundle, so you're going to save 10% if you buy that together. And it's really, really cute. So let me show you a couple things I came up with first. One of the things at convention or on stage was simple stamping. Okay, you love it, you hate it, whatever. I mean, some people love it, some people hate it. Some people like over-the-top cards. I like both. Okay, and my hands I'm just showing you my hands. So let me show you a couple of things here. This is my idea of simple stamping using the Candy Cane Season. Okay, now if I bring it up close, you can see it's white cardstock, and then it's got the shimmery white. It's just got the candy cane with the little bow, and I love this. It's, two-step stamping, which is great for a beginner. But I'll tell you, I really like clean, easy cards sometimes. It's not for everybody. I happen to like it. I also like the wow cards. So this is the first card I came up with. And this is one that I would call a simple stamping. And of course it just says be jolly inside. Okay, and the second one is for a little bit more of a creative stamper that's been around, you know, stamping for a while. And if I bring that in, same exact thing, but I use the Curls and Swirls embossing folder on that. And that's really, and I use some dimensionals. Okay, so that would be like a step up. And then, of course, inside it just says be jolly. It doesn't say just be jolly. It says be jolly. Okay, so that's like your, you know, your, totally forgot what they called it on stage. I say creative stamper, okay? And then for somebody that's been stamping for a while, and you're going to love this when you see what I did. Okay, I'm just going to show you the card first. It looks just like the other card, doesn't it? Except for if you notice this, let me just show you. This I stamped and then ran through the big shot. This one, I did the big shot. I stamped this. But this is where it comes in from what I saw from Anita and Karen. It's a I call it a three-dimensional because it's the same piece, the same candy cane and the same bow. But I did it 3 times and I popped it up with dimensionals. I know it might be hard for you to see on the camera, but you can see the dimensionals in there. But look how puffed up that is. Can you see it? Is that cool or what? So they had found a card that somebody had done, and they really cut the pieces out so you can do it with your designer series paper. You can cut the designer series paper out. Like, let's say these little guys, the little elves, okay? And the designer series paper, okay, you can cut like 3 elves out and then just prop them up. So this would be for a more advanced stamper. And that's what I'm going to show you how I did. And I actually have another one to show you because I did it with another card. And it really doesn't do it justice because you really can't see how puffy that is. But it is, I love it. I love it. Advid stamper. Yes, this is an Advid stamper. Okay, so if anybody was out on stage, tell me what it was. It was the beginner. What was the second one? And what was the third one? I think the third one was the Advid stamper. Okay, what was the middle one? Okay, so before I show you this card, because I am going to show you this card. Actually, I'm going to show you how I did all 3, but let me show you a couple other things I came up with. Okay, so that set is also great for... Oh, don't want to show you those yet. I put a candy cane in a little cello bag, or 3x6 cello bag. I threw some candies in there, everything red and green. Topped it with a piece of our designer series paper. And then, of course, I stamped the candy cane and punched out the bow. Now, this you could give out as, you know, if you're a teacher, you could give it for the kids, little treats. If you want to make teachers gifts, this makes a cute little casual. That's it, casual. Thank you, Kathleen. So it's beginner, casual, and Advid stamper. Okay. I always have a problem remembering casual. I don't know why. But anyway, or you can make these and have your kids put them on the Christmas tree. So that's a cute little idea you could do with this set too. And then, of course, if you've got like 30 kids and you're a teacher and you want to, there's something showing red back here, but you could also do this. Okay, it's the same, you know, it's a candy cane, red and green candy cane. And then I stamped the candy cane, but what I did was I stamped the red off one time so the green really came through, and it says have yourself a sweet little Christmas, and with a little bow. So these are great little ideas to hand out. And this one, let me just show you one more thing if you can see it. Okay, on this one I took the stamp and I colored it with the marker, so I did red, green, so it matched my candy cane. Okay. Those are just a couple of little cute ideas. Another little cute idea is our long note cards. Okay, maybe you want to make Christmas tags or little gift cards. And what I did, where's my stamp set here? It should be right here. Oh, there it is. I put it back there. Let me just bring that in so I can show you. So this stamp right here, the Ho Ho Ho, I did in the Granny Apple Green. Then I used this stamp. Looks like a little heart of candy canes. I used that in the Poppy Parade. And then I did Shaded Spruce. Now the inside here, I stamped off once and then did the outline darker. So can you see that? Let me just, I keep going the wrong way. And then inside, I just used a to and from one of our other Christmas sets. Let me just grab it here so I can tell you the correct name. It is Cookie Cutter Christmas. I like that to and from there. So that just makes a cute little card. And then, of course, I stamped the bow here. So that was another cute little idea. Put that right there. One of the other cards, I didn't actually do this card. But I got it as a swap, and I apologize because there's no name on it. So whoever gave me this swap, thank you. But here's another idea. And this is with the Designer Series paper from Santa's Workshop, which matches our candy canes. I don't think the Designer Series paper is available anymore. Oh, no, not again. My screen froze. Can anybody else see me? Am I frozen? Well, I'm going to keep going until somebody else tells me. Okay, so hopefully it's just one person that had a frozen screen. So somebody else hop on if you can see me. Okay, so this is the other card. Okay. And then, let me just show you this one. Hello, hi Pat. Oh, you're fine, Fran? Great. And Pat, you just got on working here? Okay, good. So Maureen, it may be your computer. Okay, so here's the other card I did using, again, the Designer Series paper. And again, I used that 3 layering. And see, I used a red background. Can you see it in there? I don't know if I can show it to you. There's a red candy cane back here. But I did it 3 times. I used the punch 3 times, and then I propped it up with dimensionals back there, and then again I did 2. I think I only did 2 of the bow. So it's really, I mean, it's really high. You know, it's really high up, and I love it. Look at this. Maybe you can see that one better. Let me bring it up closer. Can you see it? It is so cool. I have another card, and I'll show you that one later, of another stamp set I just played around with today. So I absolutely love this. And inside this one, it says, "'Tis the sweet season." Okay, so here's what I'm going to show you. And again, this is great for new stampers, casual stampers, or advent stampers. So let me just grab my paper here. Okay. So, of course, let me move this out of the way. I'm using the thick white Whisper White cardstock for the base. And then I already have a piece cut of the shimmery white. Now for a new stamper, what I would suggest is that they just take it slow, take it easy. And again, even you know, avid stampers like this. Okay, so I'm just going to stamp that right here. All right. Then I'm going to bring my greens in for my bow. And I'm going to take the Granny Apple Green for the background, the Boulder stamp. Then for the more detailed one, this is 2-step stamping. I'm just going to bring in the Shaded Spruce. And again, this is, I'm trying to get this right. Now, your Stamparatus would be great for this. Of course, my Stamparatus is right here, but I wanted to use the bow, the punch more today, so. And the thing I like about 2-step stamping is I don't care if it's over a little bit, okay? That's the beauty of 2-step stamping. So for a new stamper, it's really nice because they don't have to be perfect. And then, of course, here I put in 'tis the sweet season. All right. And then all I'm going to do for my, as soon as I find where and I've been doing my, let me just grab this back here. I'll use the fast fuse because I was doing my paper pumpkin that just came in. So I left my snail over there, so I'm just going to grab my fast fuse. I wouldn't give that to a new stamper, but okay. And just layer it right on there. Okay. And then what I would do is grab, let's see if they're over here. No, of course, I have them over here. Wait, hang on, Stampers. Hold on, Stampers. Okay, here we go. I've got three different tables here going with, with stuff. Okay, so let me open this. It wouldn't be right if I didn't forget something, would it? Okay, so what I'm using are these elements from the Santa's Workshop, which of course this is all sold out already. I'm glad I got mine early. And then I'm just going to take some of these red dots here. Grab all my stuff here. Alright. And with my take your pick tool, I would just grab a couple of these. I need some more putty in there. And just do this. So again, this would be for a beginner stamper. Look how easy that is. And I love it. I mean, if I had to make 100 cards, I would definitely be doing this. So then I think I'm going to do for the inside, and I would show them this. The Be Jolly. Now, once they get their hands on the stamps and start doing the front, they feel a little bit more comfortable, or I say they, it might be you. You might feel a little bit comfortable. Then what I would do is I would show them this. Stamp it off once. You want it a little lighter. And there's the inside of your card. Okay. So again, not hard. Great for a new stamper, or if you're just starting out. These are great cards. They're simple, clean. I love it. Okay, so for the next card, you want to do a little bit more, and it's the same steps. You're going to take your white cardstock. Okay, and then you're going to take a shimmery white. You're going to show them how, or if you're doing it. Okay, I stamp this. Then again, the same steps. And the shaded spruce. Ooh, that one came out real good. Okay, shaded spruce here. I'm just going to move these out of the way so I don't get my fingers in everything. And then I would bring in my Big Shot and just run this through the Big Shot. And there's no right or wrong way with this. The swirls and curls, it could be either way works. I always do it with the Stampin' Up logo up. Run it through my Big Shot. And this is a thinner embossing folder, so you need the two pieces of the two, as I call it, the 2 pieces of bread. That's how I tell everybody to remember these things. So I'm going to take that, I'm going to open that up. And there's for a more casual stamper. Now the other thing you would do for a more casual stamper, see, I just got my hand in the green ink. That's okay. That's okay. We get inky fingers. It means we're doing our job. We're playing. Okay, so here's some. Now, instead of just snailing it down flat, I would put a couple of dimensionals on here. I can't wait to show you the other one. I'm going to be playing a lot with this 3-dimensional kind of card now. It was just such a cool idea. I actually thought, I didn't come up with the idea. I saw it, like I said, on a card, and I said, wait a minute, we could do that with stamps. Okay, and then again, I'm going to bring in some of the elements, some of the embellishments here, and just wherever I can, where do I want to put this one? I'll put that one right there. Doesn't really matter where you put them. Just to give it a little texture there. I'm going to put one more on this one. Okay, so this is more for the casual stamper. Again, I would stamp the inside with the Be Jolly. And then I would take the candy cane, stamp off once because you don't want it real dark, and have there's the inside. Vicky says she always has inky fingers. I do too. It comes off. Hey, John Luke. And so there you have for your casual stamper. Okay? All right. Now, if you recall this one's more for an avid stamper. And this one I'm going to show you how I did this. Okay, this is the one that I did, plumped them up quite well. Okay, so again, I'm going to start with, I'm going to do this piece first. So again, I'm going to bring in my Big Shot. Just going to run that through. Because remember, I'm not stamping on that paper, on the cardstock now. This one has a little bit more detail to it. So I'm going to stick this in here. Just going to run this through. Oh, helps if I get it all the way in. There we go. Okay, there we go. And then we can move this out of the way. Okay, so I'm bringing this in. I moved that a little bit, but nice thing about the curls and swirls is it doesn't have to be straight. Okay, so now you can use it this way, where this is, or you can use it the indented way. Doesn't really matter which way. Okay, so here we go. Now, I already stamped some of these, so I'm going to bring them in, but I am going to punch out one so you can see. So I did a whole bunch of these guys. Okay. And here's my punch. And actually, what I do a lot of times with my punch, if I'm not using my Stamparatus, I make myself a little template. So let me get my piece of white cardstock that I'm going to stamp, which I did have here. Where'd you go? Okay. Grab another one. I have my little tray handy here. Okay. So let's just say I'm going to put that there. So this is how I would show you to use if you made yourself a little mat. Okay. And then let's throw my little... Okay. And then for my bow, I'm going to go ahead with this one. Whoop. Well, you know what? I don't even care about that because I'm going to be hiding it. I'm just showing you. Okay, so there's one. Let's just say I was punching that out. The nice thing about this is when you do it that way, you have that template there. You know exactly where they're being punched out. I have plenty of the candy canes, so what I really want is just a couple of these. And I actually don't need them to be stamped, but I don't like the way that one came out, so obviously I'm going to stamp another one. There's one. And let me just grab this guy again. Ooh, that one came out perfect. Look at that. Can you see that? Okay. Well, since I'm doing it, I might as well give myself another candy cane, right? You can never have too many candy canes. And I'm sure I will be making more of these cards. The Stamparatus would work great with this too. All right, so there we go. And again, fits perfect in there. Okay, so I have plenty of these. I need 2 of these. Remember I said I only used 2. Or did I use 3? No, I used 3. Okay, so I want 1 more. But remember I said you don't need to have it stamped. So I'm just going to stamp like a piece of paper like that. So I have a 3rd one. This is great for scraps, by the way. Okay, so there's my 3. This is my best one, so that's going on top. And I need 3 candy canes. So pick out your best candy cane. And I can get rid of all these over here. All right, so I'm going to bring this piece back in. So what I did was, I'm going to use my dimensionals right here. And I'm going to layer these. So I'm going to take dimensionals. And this one is not going on the top. So I'm just going to stick dimensionals like this. Hopefully everybody can see me here. Okay. I'm going to pick those off. This is just such a cool thing, I think. I'm going to put another candy cane right on top of it. So now you see what I'm doing, right? You can actually layer as many as you want, but what I try to do is offset where I put the other dimensionals so that it gives it a little more sturdiness. I can see the dimensionals flying off the shelves now. Okay. And then here's my last one. Oh, that stuck to my finger. Can everybody see me? Okay. So I'm just laying that right on top of that. There's my 3-dimensional candy cane. Now I'm going to do the same thing with my bows. Now that one bow is white, but it doesn't really matter because you're not going to see it. You can do a darker color. Like I said, you could put, like, say, a dark green back there, and it would give it just a little hint of green. And these long pieces right here, oh my gosh, they're so good for this. They work great for doing these, so don't throw those out. Okay, thank you, Jeannie. Okay, so now I've got my 3 pieces. And what I also need to do is bring in this little piece here again. I'm going to take Be Jolly. This is what I said, it's great for using scraps. Stamp the Be Jolly. And I'm going to take my little punch here. Punch that out. But I need 2 more because I got to have it puffed up. And this is what I was saying. These pieces right here, the side pieces right here on your dimensionals are great for this because they just fit it perfect. See? So let me peel that one off. I'll layer that one right on top of it. I have to keep remembering to look in the camera here so you can see what I'm doing. And then again, do it again. And if it's a little long, you can just, my scissors are buried. My scissors are buried. Okay. And then, so now you got these 3 puffed up pieces. You're going to take that, and you could actually, well, let's do that. This one I glued down. Oh no, I did use dimensionals. Yes, see, I forgot. I just did this tonight, or today, so. Again, I'm going to use my side pieces because they really do work great for the candy cane. And you want to use everything you can. Now on that one piece right here, I'll go ahead and put this. Okay. So let's just pull that out. Pull that out. And put that right on here. Okay. So I can show you that it's how the dimension works in that. Then I have my little bow. Now the only thing you want to be careful on the bow is you don't want to put your dimensionals around here because it's only being attached right in the middle. So for that one, I recommend the smaller dimensionals, or that you cut them in the bigger ones in half. So I got my mini dimensionals for that. So I put one right there. And one should hold it. And put it right there. So can you see the depth of that? Look at that. It's so cute. It's so cute. I love it. Okay, and then I got my Be Jolly. So I'm going to get, again, I'm going to take this piece, tear off a piece of that, put it on there. Again, this is not something for a new stamper, but they sure could be getting into it. A couple of stamps, a couple of times, a few cards, and they could do this. So there I have that. Now let me show you what I'm going to do to this one. So we got that. Just my bone folder from Center Stage. And I could let, oh, I got red on there, but that's okay. You might not even be able to see it on the screen. But then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab, let's see, did I run out of large ones? Nope, they're right here. Okay. I'm even going to pop this up. Now, when I'm using dimensionals and something like that, I would always put one in the middle, too, to keep it, either one or two in the middle. For now, I'm just going to put one. Okay, so take those off. This card is a puffy card. Maybe that's what I should call it, the puffy card. Okay. Place that right there. Again, get some of the red elements. You could use the rhinestones. You could use any of our elements. And I'm just going to put a couple of these. I need some more putty in my tool here. I have to change that. So I'll just use this part. There it goes. All right. Okay. Maybe a small one here. Look at that. Pat wants to know if this would require extra postage. You know, I don't think so. Because when you put it in an envelope, it's just going to push down. It would probably go through the mail with no problem. But, again, I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. But, again, look at the depth of that card. And then, of course, in the inside, I would do the same thing. I would do not Be Jolly. For this, I would switch it. Because I put the Be Jolly. I would put 'Tis the Sweet Season. Or any sentiment that you wanted. But I'm going to stick with this set since that's what I'm doing. And then I would do the same thing with the candy cane. I would ink it up, stamp it off once. So that right there, the holiday catalog is good until January 2nd. Is that great or what? Now, if you notice, it's shimmer paper, but these guys aren't shimmery. So if you aren't afraid to, bring in your shimmer paint. This happens to be the champagne one. Okay, spritz it. I'm going to spritz it away from the camera. Spritz it a little bit, and now, you might not be able to see it, but now my candy cane is also shimmery. Is that great or what? I love this. And the nice thing is, like I said, you can cut out the designer series paper that's already stamped, the pieces that are already stamped. Cut them out with your framelits and layer them up. And you could do that with any stamp set. So again, let me bring these back in. So these are the two that are my puffy cards. Those would be more, you know, for an avid stamper. These would be more for the casual stamper. And still love the simple stamping. Okay. And again, you could spritz these too. So, that was my trick for tonight with this. I just love it. So are you ready to see another card that I did with this technique? Okay. Let me just show you. Let me just move these inks out of the way so I don't get my hands in them or the card, because the next card I want to show you that I did is awesome. Okay, this is with the Winter Woods. So, this is the Winter Woods, and I did this one. Let me bring it up close and then turn it so you can see. See how there's a lot of dimensionals in there. Oh, thanks, Pat. So what I did here is I used a piece of, see the green back there? Give it a little more color. That was actually an old piece of, I think it's always artichoke, because it gave it a little green hint back there. So you can use your scraps. So let me explain this one to you. Okay, because this is a little bit different. I layered everything, but the first set of trees, there's only 2 of them. So there's the main layer under here, and then I used dimensionals and I did a second one. Okay, so that's not as puffy. The green one has 3. There's 2 greens back there, and then the stamped one. The real puffy one right here, and I forgot to take the dimensional off the back of him. That's why he keeps coming up. This one has 4 layers. So you've got 2 layers, 3 layers, and then this one has 4 layers. So, and I know it's hard to see on the camera, but maybe when I take the still shots of them and post them tomorrow, you'll see that it's like a tier. It goes up to the puffiness. And this again is with the Winter Woods. And then the sentiment in it is from the Snowflake Showcase, because I love this saying, Merry Christmas to you and peace on earth to the world. So any stamp will work, any designer series paper will work. You just layer the same thing with the dimensionals. How do you like that? Oh, thanks, Pat. Pat Miller says she likes the trees. I do too. And I'm going to be playing a lot more with this. I was hoping to get one of the newer cards done, the newer stamp sets. But you be on the lookout for a Valentine's Day one for that, okay? Because that's definitely going to be on my to-do list. So again, I don't know what I want to call this, puffy cards or 3-dimensional cards. But I thought you would love, love, love this as much as I did. I'm just going to